Do you love collecting Marvel Legends? Of course you do. Why the heck else would you be watching this video? Then you're going to want to watch this video, my friend, because I'm going to count down the top 10 worst figures from both the combined Hasbro and Toybiz eras. No figures off limits. We got 2 decades to go through, and it's starting after this. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to NerdZoic. If you're new here, my name is Matt, and this is NerdZoic. This channel is my secret recipe of action figures, nostalgia, and just general nerdiness, guys. Some comic books, maybe some gaming. Might go down to the Home Depot, yeah, buy some wallpaper, maybe get some flooring, stuff like that. You can also expect a lot of movie quotes. I just can't help myself. I'm pretty pumped because today's my first Marvel Legends video of what I hope to be many. And we're going to start off with a fun one. We're going to talk about the worst figures that have been made in the nearly 20 years that this line has been going on. We've had 2 companies. We've had Toybiz. We've had Hasbro. And we're going to figure out who had the worst figures. This is going to be fun. We all love Marvel Legends, right? In fact, I usually recommend it to people who say, "Hey, Matt, what do you think is a good place for me to start collecting figures?" I usually say, Marvel Legends is a very good place, especially if you like the MCU. But at $20 a piece, you can't afford to make mistakes. Now maybe you're thinking, hey, I'm new at this. I'm going to go on that eBay, see what I can find, maybe get some old figures cheap. It's a trap! Those old figures are cheap because maybe they suck. It's alright. It's alright. Be calm. Be cool. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go through the worst of the worst and make sure you don't get them. Unless you really like bad figures, then hell, you might want to get them. Alright, enough talking. Let's get into this now. Coming in at number 10 is Doctor Strange from the HULKBUSTER Build-A-Figure wave. So this came out back in 2015 and was a tie-in for the Age of Ultron movie, which is pretty interesting considering Doctor Strange wasn't in that movie. That's strange. This figure looks nothing like the comic book version of Doctor Strange or the Benedict Cumberbatch version of Doctor Strange. In fact, when I look at him, he looks more like Dr. Byron Orpheus from the Venture Brothers. Anybody remember that show? Seriously, that's a forgotten gem right there. The little twirly things he comes with, they don't look like the twirly things in the movie. You might say, but Matt, this is comic book Doctor Strange, then why is he in a movie wave? But the biggest offense of all, he doesn't come with the cloak of levitation. I don't even know what to say to that. Why would you do that? Why would you do that, Hasbro? Yeah, he looks bad. There's a reason you can go back and pick up a 5-year-old figure for $21, and it's 'cause it stinks. Coming in at number 9 is GAMORA from the 2014 Groot Build-A-Figure wave. This was the wave that was part of the tie-in for the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. This figure doesn't have any one thing that's horrible with it. It's just kind of all around not great. Doesn't have a great face. It doesn't look like Zoe Saldana at all. Bet you thought I messed up saying that name, but I didn't. I don't think. The face is so generic that you could head swap it onto a She-Hulk body and probably pass it off as a generic female Hulk. I don't actually own this figure, and I have absolutely no intention of ever owning this figure, but I've heard from many Legends fanatics that this figure is really difficult to pose in a decent position. And that is why she made this list. Coming in at number 8 is Red Skull. Released in 2003 as part of Wave 5, this is our first Toybiz figure to make this list. Toybiz was notorious for its really bad female figures. That's some foreshadowing for later on in this video, folks. But this Red Skull was panned as one of their worst male figures. He is notorious for his limited articulation and difficulty to pose into a normal-looking figure position. In fact, when I look at the superposable sticker claim on the package, it only makes it worse. Talk about blatant false advertising. Now I understand how Otto felt during that episode of The Simpsons. But hey, on the bright side, at least he comes with some cool World War II ruins, so that once you accept the fact that he's really a statue and not an action figure, you can pose him, or leave him in the position he came in, on your shelf, never to touch again. Coming in at number 7 is the 2007 Jean Grey. This is part of the Blob Build-A-Figure wave, and it was the X-Men 3 movie tie-in figure. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. That X-Men movie was so bad that they actually made a sequel to completely retcon and eliminate that movie from ever happening in a fictional universe. That's pretty bad. There are a lot of fair complaints you can make about the terribleness of the body design on this figure and its articulation, but for me, all you gotta do is look at the face to know this figure sucks. Seriously, this looks nothing like Liam Neeson's wife from Taken. The eyes look like I painted them on a miniature, which is bad. And what's up with the weird shape of her head? Seriously, her face is shaped like a swelled can of Campbell's soup hiding a nasty strand of botulism. So yeah, Jean Grey. Coming in at number 6 is FANTOMEX from the 2012 Arnim Zola Build-A-Figure line. This figure is doomed from the beginning since it was given the jacket that most collectors hate that was previously given to the Punisher and Nick Fury that kind of makes the figure really difficult to pose. It also gives him arms that look like this, so he's forever in an awkward pose. This figure's 8 years old now, and the character has a cult-like following. Hasbro, think it's time for a redo. Mulligan! Hey, we're halfway to the end of the video. Hope you guys are enjoying it. If you are, then please go ahead and smash that like button. Also, to ensure you don't miss any of my future videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and you can come back and see me again. Doesn't that sound great? Coming in at number 5 is Cannonball. This came out in 2019 and was part of the Wendigo wave. Wendigo. If you're new here, you're going to get used to me saying things wrong. This figure appears to be missing something. What could it be? Lieutenant Dan, where's your legs? That's right. Cannonball's missing something, his legs. Well, I guess he's only missing one leg because he comes with a Build-A-Figure leg, so I guess that's something. Hey Hasbro, just so we're clear, you're marketing an action figure, not a statue, right? Are you sure that's a story you want to stick with? Coming in at number 4 is the 2007 Ultimate Wolverine figure. This was part of the Blob Build-A-Figure wave. That's right, it's the second figure from that wave. Sorry if you got that wave by the case. Wolverine was begging to be higher up on this list, but somehow we have worse figures. Where do I even start with this figure? Oh, I know. How about his face? It's straight up ugly. It looks like a good figure that accidentally got put in the oven too long, melting the face into a weird long shape. What's up with that chin? This looks more like a Ron Pearlman Wolverine mashup than Wolverine. Get that he's an animal, but seriously, those eyebrows are just out of control. Add to that terrible face a pretty crappy paint app and claws that I've heard referred to as gardening tools, which they look like, and you have like, I don't even know what to call this. How about a terrible figure? It's Wolverine / Ron Pearlman / Edward Scissorhands. Melted too long. How is this not number 1? Seriously, there's worse figures? Coming in at number 3 is the Rogue figure made by Toybiz that came out as part of the X-Men Legends box set. Toybiz was notorious for making really poor-looking female figures, but Rogue was one of the worst. You gotta give him credit for having lots of articulation on the figure, but it's really poorly executed, making it look just kind of goofy. Her hips are particularly bad. She has what's known as V-crotch articulation instead of T-crotch articulation. I have no idea what that means as far as one or the other. I just know V-crotch bad, T-crotch good. You might be able to turn this in for a health class credit. I don't know. And something about the face on this figure, the way her makeup's done, makes me think of Blanche from the Golden Girls. So if Blanche went to Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, then I guess the figure makes sense. Otherwise, it stinks. Coming in at number 2 is the Scarlet Witch, again from Toybiz, because they can't make female figures. This was part of Series 11, which was the Legendary Rider series, and she comes with a Segway or a scooter, one or the other, I don't even know what. Seriously, this doesn't look like the Scarlet Witch. It looks like a $25 Halloween store cosplay. And the hover bike looks more like a moped, sorry. In the comics, in the movies, and in my head, Scarlet Witch never looks like this. She does look eerily familiar though. I can't place her. Wait a second. Hey Chandler Bing! Oh my god. It's Janice from Friends. Coming in at number 1 is Emma Frost. Released in 2006 as part of the Annihilus Build-A-Figure wave, this figure somehow beat out every other pile of crap on this list to be the number 1 pile of crap. Good going. Once again, this is one of those figures that is so bad, I don't even know where to start telling you why it's so bad. The sculpt is awful, particularly the weird cylinder-shaped head. Her face looks rough. She seriously got more makeup going on than DJ Tanner before she learned the secret to makeup. Remember that episode? I've seen quite a few of these in person, and the paint app on the face really does vary from figure to figure. Some she looks like she's making a smoochy face. Others she looks like she's got a serious case of some RBF. Google that if you don't know what that is. If you don't believe me, just pretend her name is Karen and imagine her asking to speak with the manager. Yeah, can you see it now? This figure is so bad that I assumed it was a Toybiz figure, but no, it was Hasbro. Shame, shame, shame. Alright, question of the day time, kids. Let's keep this simple. Who are your top 3 worst ever Marvel Legends? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, if you haven't already, please subscribe so you can see more of my videos coming out in the future. And check out the video that YouTube's got queued up for you on the screen right now. I think you're gonna find it pretty darn good. Until next time, my friend, be cool and stay nerdy.